For some reason, I just left my first love. I left God. I've been here in Bali for a while now, and there wasn't a church when I first got here. Or maybe there was, but I had no interest in looking for one because I was just indulging into. Next thing you know, the guy sitting next to me is talking to me about Jesus, and I'm like, I could see God just trying to, like, pull me out of the world and bringing me back into his hands, into his arms. That's how the Bible thing was. Like, somebody just asked me, hey, I heard you were like a pastor's kid. Could you help us with a with a Bible study? And in that moment, I knew that I couldn't say no. Like, I couldn't say no to God.
Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for you guys to be tuning into this because I have Chris, who is an absolutely just exceptional person. Everything that you are doing out here in Bali, he's very humble about what he does. You probably wouldn't expect what he has built, but from what I've just been able to see and how he leads his team, I'm really excited for you guys to tune into this episode. We're going to be talking all about leadership, his story, where he's going, all of that. And so I just want you to introduce yourself. Where are you from? How did you end up in Bali? And then what's your mission?
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris. I am from Chile. I lived in America for a very long time, 10 years or so. No, lies, 14 years. First immigrant family. Did school. And then, I don't know, it's like you're kind of asking for my testimony, so I don't know if I should go straight there. But,
Whatever you feel called to share.
Sure. So, I grew up in America, blessed, loved the country. However, I thought at some point in my time when I was 19 years old, I think I had seen enough to where I was like, I need to go apply the principles and teachings that my father instilled in me out in the world. And I did that for about 2 years, and then I came back home because I was a complete failure. And then I guess I was a complete failure to what maybe the world would measure my success to. But those 2 years that I left America, or that I left home, it was the closest I have ever been to God. And it's so funny because what everybody, like, I guess everyone that saw me coming back after trying to leave would think I'm a failure, yet I was able to grow the most spiritually and experience the greatest miracle of my life. So, that's a very bad way of answering the question that you asked. But Chris from Chile, lived in America, did school there, did finance, never used my degree.
Like most people.
Never used my degree. But, I'm glad that I did go to school because I truly believe that I was able to break a generational curse of education among my family. What I do appreciate about university and higher education is that it showed me how to articulate my thoughts. And it, which I think is very important. And it was just I guess it was more of an accomplishment for my parents. Which, some people say, like, don't do things for your parents, but I think they needed to see that because they sacrificed so much for me, and
that's good.
They've done so much for me. If all I needed to do was just, like, finish a four-year degree so they could feel a sense of accomplishment, fine. And I mean, I can't just bash university completely because, again, met amazing mentors during college. Was forced to read and write, which is important. And I mean, I can only attribute where I am today thanks to the things that I have experienced and lived. And, university was that. Met amazing people along the way, great friendships. And for me, those things don't have, like, there's no money that's worth more than those things. So that was my experience. It was a small university in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma. More cows than people in the town that I was in. And Um, man, it's just my life has just been a roller coaster, and it's really hard to, like, tomorrow or Sunday, I have to share my testimony at church, and they want me to share it in 4 minutes, and I'm like, I just don't even know where to start. Like,
4 minute testimony. That's a
4 minute
real
testimony,
challenge.
yeah. So I know
Yeah.
I love the fact that this doesn't have to be like, this is like organic and
Yeah.
natural, like
There's no time, like, structure.
beautiful, because I didn't come prepared. I
Yeah.
just came as
He
I
just
am.
showed up just as he is,
Yeah.
which is the best version of yourself, is the
Yeah.
person who isn't scripted. And I just want to share with you guys, last year I was in Bali, and I was at a place, my house, started hosting these Bible studies, and Chris was actually leading the Bible study. And I'm telling you that I thought that you were some, like, amazing scholar, just how you
No.
came in and you had all this wisdom, and I was learning so much, and it truly helped. I feel like a lot of people
You know
get
what's-
discipled.
You know what's funny? I didn't even sign up for that. Like,
Someone told you.
someone asked me to. Okay, so this is why it's so. We spoke about it when we went to the mountains to go help his family. Yeah. After God made the biggest miracle in my life, I walked away from my faith.
Mhm.
Not intentionally, but I don't know. I just, for some reason, I just left my first love. I left God, you know,
Hmm.
and I got so carried away to the world, doing the things of the world, and I'd been away for so long, for like 8 years, 9 years, and then I've been here in Bali for a while now, and you know, there wasn't a church when I first got here, or maybe there was, but I had no interest in looking for one, because I was just indulging into
Yeah.
the world, into the sin.
Hmm.
And God is so beautiful, because I could, now that I look back at my life, I could see how He just been pursuing me,
Yeah.
you know, and it's crazy, because like, I know I'd be at a bar, and for some reason someone talks to me about Jesus, or I'd be, I don't
In the
know,
middle of Bali,
in the middle of Bali, yeah.
at a bar.
Or I would get invited to go play poker, and like,
Yeah.
next thing you know, the guy sitting next to me is talking to me about Jesus, and I'm like, I could see God just trying to like pull me out of the world and bringing me back into you know, into His hands, into His arms, and
Yeah.
that's how the Bible thing was. Like, somebody just asked me, "Hey, I heard you were like a pastor's kid. Could you help us with a with a Bible study?" And in that moment, I knew that I couldn't say no. Like, I couldn't say no to God, because I really truly felt that if I said no, I'd be denying God. Just like,
Mm.
yeah. So
Hmm.
I was like, sure, I'll do it. And I remember after like committing to it, kind of panicking a bit,
Yep.
because I'm like, what did I sign myself up for?
Yeah.
And I haven't read the Bible in 8 years, so where do I even go?
Wow. Yeah.
So I called my dad, and Dad was like, you can't go wrong with Matthew. So yeah, funny enough, like, it would take me 3 days to prepare, 2 to 3 days to prepare for the Bible studies, and you know, thanks to that person who asked me if I could do the Bible studies, they led me back into the faith, because then I started to read the
Wow.
Word again,
Amen.
and like how everyone experienced those first Bible studies, and how pure and powerful they were.
Yeah.
Me too. Like, it was.
There was something special. Something special.
That was, oh my goodness, like,
Yeah. Holy Spirit showed up.
yeah, 100%. I had not felt that overwhelming presence of the Lord
Yeah.
in such a long time, that
Yeah.
it was for me so undeniable that it was God.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, people would argue, yeah, you can go to any concert and feel the goosebumps.
Mm.
However, it's just, I've known that feeling, I've known that presence before, and I just felt like home, and
Oh, that's so good.
it would just blow my mind that we're in Bali, out of any place in the world, and God is just pursuing us here. You know, we're like,
Yeah.
I felt like, I love history, so when I read about history and I read about the early church days, people would gather in homes, hiding from the governments and stuff, and that's how it felt like. We are in a Muslim country where, yes, we're luckily we're in Bali, so we have some sort of religious freedom here. However, like, we're gathering in people's homes and from people from different nations. It's just
so beautiful.
so
The
beautiful.
early disciples, that's what it felt like
Mm-hmm.
in Acts. And yeah, it did feel like that because we were in the land of like Hinduism, New Age.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's so many people that don't know who Jesus is, but they want to know what the truth is.
Mm.
And so coming to that Bible study, I still remember one time where after we were reading through Matthew, and then after we read, we would put on worship. What was the song?
Is it? I don't know the name, but I think it was Holy
Agnes
is,
D.
Yeah, Holy is the Lamb.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, it's called Agnes
Something like that.
DEI.
All I know is that. So I'm from Atlanta. In
Yeah.
Atlanta, they have this massive conference called Passion
Yeah.
Conference, and for some reason, like, I used to go to some of those conferences when I was in America. Yeah, and they were so beautiful. Like, because like you have a stadium full of people who, all in tune, are just singing and worshiping God, and like
Yeah.
it's the closest thing to heaven that I have ever experienced on earth.
That's beautiful.
So I used to go to these conferences, and I think the ones that I used to go to were like Forward Conference in Atlanta and Passion Conference. Those two. So like when I was working my way back into the faith, no, that sounds wrong. God was putting me back into the faith. I just remember those days of conference when I was growing up, and I'm like, you know what? Let me look up some live songs from these conferences, and then I ran into this song, and I heard it once, and it like,
Whoa.
I
Yeah, I
remember
remember
crying.
you were the one that requested it. And
Yeah.
then I just like got on my knees and just started worshiping, and I was just like, I had never felt God like so near, and
that was-
it was so beautiful.
that was so
I feel like I've had more moments of that, but that was the initial moment when I was just getting into knowing Jesus, where I was like, wow, your presence is real. There's nothing like this.
Right. It just felt so real. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember it so
Yeah.
clearly.
So good. So good. So, okay, that was about a year ago. And you mentioned that you had some miracles as well. You're a pastor's kid. I want to talk to us about what you're doing now with Rescue 2000, like high level, what it is, what's the mission.
Okay, so I think we touched a little bit on this one on that car ride, because it was like a 2-hour drive to the mountains, where Emily blessed the family, and thank you for that. So people, it's called Rescue 2000 because my father started this ministry in the streets, feeding homeless people. And more than just feeding homeless people, he would go every single Saturday night to present the gospel to these homeless people. And I mean, I've seen some homeless people from the time that I was 13 all the way to that I was 18. So a lot of them saw me grow up, and that's my father's ministry. Going to the streets and rescuing souls from the streets. That's what's called Rescue. And the reason why 2000 is because it started in the year 2000. So when I came out here to Bali, I didn't come here to start a charity. I didn't come here to do anything that I'm doing right now. In fact, I guess I would say I was the most lost I'd have ever been here in Bali, And, rescue, like the helping out, the serving of these families that are in need. I think it was like my last life vest. Like it was like my last resort. Yeah. Now that I look back, because it only makes sense when I look back at it. Yeah, for me. It was like the only humanity that I had left in me, And the reason why I say that, and some people are like, oh, why are you so hard on yourself, is because that's what sin is, you know. Like, sin is death. Sin is separation from God. And the fact that I was indulging into that with little remorse of, like, having the Holy Spirit in me, you know, feeling no conviction, like, I can only label that time of my life as, like, this despicable, disgusting, degenerate, and it's crazy because even though I was fully indulging into a sinful life, 1 or 2 days out of the month, God would take me to the villages, and He would work with my heart and my mind there, you know. So for me, rescue, although online it may seem like beautiful work, it was 5 years of God just working my heart and rinsing everything out of me. All the sin that I let in for so many years, rescue for me has been what God has used to undo all the things that I let in that have either hardened my heart or or caused any, you know, brokenness in me. So that's what rescue is for me, you know. What rescue is for other people, it's pretty much a platform that I have built where I help people like you connect with people that truly need help. I provide the bridge, and life-changing moments happen, you know, like you were able to provide a family with the home. It wasn't me building the home. It wasn't me doing anything other than connecting people who need it the most with people who truly care about people and love people like you. And there's something beautiful that happens when you do that, when you connect people that really care and people that really need the help. And because I've seen the opposite. I've seen how, you know, people take advantage of charity. I've seen how, you know, even people who are in need, who truly are not in need, take advantage of people's good hearts, you know. So I've seen both sides. So for me, it's always been really important to, you know, meet these families who need help, and if I can discern in my heart that they truly need the help, then I make sure I put them in front of somebody who can truly help them out of their hearts. And that's pretty much what rescue is. It's just a platform that my father, I guess, handed down to me because he's the one that taught me this. He's the one that taught me to serve people, you know, on both sides. Serve the people that need help and serve the people that want to help, because you need both. You know, like, I can't show up to these families because I don't have the funds.
Right.
So I have to look for somebody who has the funds to be able to make all this happen. So yeah, it's a tool. It's a principle. It's not a tool. It's a principle. It's a godly principle of serving those in need.
Wow.
And the verse that my dad built this ministry on is in Matthew. It's for the Son of God did not come to be served, but to serve. Yeah. So that's
good.
That's rescue.
Wow. And I feel God's hand and His heart has just been in it, because it sounds like He's carried you through it. And it's so beautiful to see how God moves.
You know, yeah, I can't take any credit from it, you know. There's just no way that I can take any credit from it, especially when I first started doing it. Like, I never really had business experience, it's just crazy. Like, it's all been done through Instagram, you know? I mean, now it's legit. Like, it's a 501c3 registered charity and everything. But when it first started off, it was just like, there was no business plan. There was no...
Yeah.
It just turned into what it is today solely because of God's hand.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how money has come in because it just doesn't make any sense. Like,
can you tell us a story about, like, a wild time where there was a miracle with
sure.
charity?
Yeah, like, okay, for example, like, oh my gosh, it's just the amount of times I thought that the charity was going to go to zero and done. And then God's like, psych, here you go, boom. So many times, like, there was one time in my life where finances were not doing really well. This must have been like 4 years ago. Like, I was living off of credit cards at this point, you know. And I'm over here, like, for me, I have always separated, of course, the charity and my personal funds, you know, my activities, whatever I do. So at some point in my life, like, my finances are just going down and down and down. I'm tapping into credit cards, and then for some reason, like my finances are going down, down, down. Charity's going up, 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 up. And I'm like, God, what is going on here? You know, and it's like, it just like, okay, one of the things. There was this one guy who, he kind of, I saw, when I was in American university, I saw this guy named Timothy Sykes. He's like a day trader. And he would always post pictures about Bali. And I remember messaging him, hey, I don't DM people. And he was one of the few people that I was like, you know what? All right, this guy is just living the life that I want. He's a trader and traveling the world. So I messaged him, hey man, like, love what you do. You know, would love to do what you do one day. And funny enough, this guy had a charity as well. So he was traveling, trading, and charity. I'm like, yo, that is the dream life. So I had sent him a message about like 6 years ago. And it's so crazy. About 6 years ago. And of course, I forgot about it. And, you know, grinding away in America in a restaurant, serving people, you know, and just, trying to make some money to pay off my little college debt that I had. And then I started traveling, and life was good. You know, I started trading, started making money in trading. And then I got to Bali, traveled to a few countries. And I remember, like, realizing one day it was a good year for me. I was here in Bali, and I remember, like, hey, let me follow up with Tim. Hey Tim, like, it's been a year or so. Hey Tim, you know, like, you inspired me. I'm traveling now. Like, I'm trading as well. It's going good. Sent him the message. No response. It's fine. I just wanted to, like, I guess, pay my respects. And I started helping people out and everything. And then, like, I started out really small. I helped 5 families, and then my friends see what I'm doing, and they're like, hey, here, do it again, $20. And then people just start giving me more money to help people out. So now I'm like, oh, wow, now I'm really living that Tim Sykes life, you know, like, I'm helping people out. Again, I didn't have any systems. It was just, I thought it was just going to be like a one-time thing, or, you know. And then, like, it got to a point where, like, after, like, 6 months, 7 months, maybe a year, I can't remember correctly, the money started drying out. You know, like, I guess people stopped receiving stimulus checks. So then, like, people wouldn't send their $20 no more, and then money started running out, and then I'm like, okay, well, it was good for how long it was good for the time that it lasted, you know. And then all of a sudden, when the money was just, I was out, like, I couldn't even afford another food drop, Tim messages me.
Wow.
He's like, hey man, I'm in Bali right now, come to my villa. And I'm like, what? Crazy. Okay, so then he's like, yeah, come to my villa. I leave in 4 hours, so please hurry. It's like super out of nowhere. I go to his villa, and then he was like, what's the biggest donation you have received? And I'm like 5,000. He's like, all right, add a 0 to it. I'll wire it tomorrow. Build and feed as many families as you can.
What?
So he just gave me a $50,000 donation.
That's
and, like,
insane.
And that literally funded projects for, like, almost 2 years, a year and a half.
Wow.
And it's crazy, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was mind blowing.
That's insane. I want to be able to do that someday. Just add a 0 to it. Here you go. That's
Yeah.
crazy. crazy.
Yeah, he's like, here's 50
But it's
grand.
like the timing of it. I feel like God is so specific with his timing because you were at the very end.
Yeah.
Like you had been broken over and over and over. Your faith had been stretched. You were about to give up. And that's right when God came through.
I feel like he always does that.
He does that.
And I hate, I'm sorry, I don't hate it, but it's like once you start to realize how God works,
Yeah.
you kind of start timing it like, God, all right, I'm
It's
hurting.
probably going to come soon, but like, sure, keep breaking me.
But you know what happens? Like, so this is what happens to me at times. It's like, okay, God, there's things you got to work in me.
Right.
And I've always seen the miracles when I've been to the end of myself. But the problem is that when you're aware that you might be to the end of yourself, you're so far from the end of yourself.
It's so tough.
Yeah, so it's so tough. But
I've had that happen so many times in my business as well, where I'm like, okay, like, do I go back to a 9 to 5? Like, what are we doing here? And then right in that moment where I'm like at the ends of myself, and I'm like, God, take the wheel, take the pen. I'm done writing the story. Like, I'll just do whatever you want. That's when the miracle happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want to pursue the miracle. I want to pursue him.
Yeah.
And he adds whatever he adds onto it. Like, his presence is everything. And I think there's a song that goes, like, even if I don't see your hand, like, your presence is still enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And once you get to that place, I feel like he's able to add on to your life.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I also think it's like a shift that has to happen in our minds where we go from, it's because sometimes it's like we all want, sorry. Before I came, I had to drink a cup of some herbs for my parasite cleanse, and it's the most disgusting drink I have ever taken in my life.
I'm excited to try it because
No,
I know
you're-
I probably have some parasites in me.
Oh,
For those
God.
of you guys who are struggling with like bloating,
That's a whole nother podcast.
we're
right
gonna
there,
do another
'cause
podcast because
it's crazy. Okay, so one of the biggest things I think as Christians we must realize is that we have to go from being so obsessed and concerned with building a life here on earth that we forget about that kingdom come, that we forget about the heavenly kingdom that we are stewards of, And the reason why I say this is because, at times we literally stress out about things that are not even of the kingdom of God. Like I was talking to a friend one day, and I didn't get this from a book. I didn't read it from a book. I didn't read it from a mentor. This is what God taught me in the villages. Like when at times people worry about leads or people worry about, customers and stuff. When you truly shift your mindset and you understand your position in God's kingdom, and you understand that you are a servant, then things begin to unfold like your logical mind would not be able to comprehend. I'll give you an example. So, like, for example, instead of worrying about, like, how am I going to generate leads, if your heart is truly, if you pray to God and you pray that God, like, if your prayer is, God, who do you want me to serve today? Like, not obsessing over how many leads can I generate today, but God, like, what you have me doing is for your kingdom, so you're my lead generator. Like, I am not here to close a deal. I'm not here to collect everything in one payment. No, I'm here to serve whoever you need to place in my life. And if the vehicle of that right now is coaching it's coaching in this sector or in this niche, fine, that's what it is. That's a vehicle that you're going to use me to serve people today. But who do you need me to serve today? And I think once we start taking that approach in our life, because that's how we build the kingdom, that's my friend who's a coach, that's how she coaching is like, brother, it's like every single person you get in a call with, like, you shouldn't care too much about, oh, let me make sure that I hit everything on my script. Brother, no. Like, if you genuinely in your heart are seeking out to serve those who God is putting in your path, I promise the close is going to happen without you even wanting it to happen.
Wow.
Like, you're so detached from the script. You're so detached from, with needing to collect the money from him, that if you're just solely in love with wanting to serve the person in front of you, God will work everything out.
It's completely opposite from the world
It's
and what the
completely
world
opposite.
teaches. Because they always, I hear on Instagram all the time, just all of these different tactics, strategies, and really like people are just seeing people when they hop on the Zoom call as a dollar sign.
Yeah.
And when you view someone as a dollar sign, you don't truly get to serve them at the capacity that maybe you could have if you viewed them as going into that call as wanting to serve them. And I think that's actually a shift that when I made in my business, I saw the craziest results was when I started just fervently praying for my clients' businesses, praying that God would supernaturally supply them, praying for provision over them. And that is when I saw like the craziest results. And I can't take credit for those results either, because I just feel like it's all God coming through when we have the right posture to serve people.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the reason why people need tactics and need strategies to be able to close people is because they don't truly believe in the service or product that they're selling. Like, that's why when you're trying to sell pesticides to somebody, you gotta like go through so much training on how to psychologically sell somebody, because not even you would buy that product if you're honest, So it's like, however, once you are in this business of coaching, and you truly believe that that you're living out the calling that God has placed in your life, and you're coming from a place of service, you don't need tactics and psychological maneuvers to be able to close them. No, your heart, if your heart is truly out there to serve, I promise you God is going to put the person who you need to serve, because it's not about you, it's about who you're meant to reach. And once you have a posture of service, God will put the people in your life who you're meant to reach, whether it's paid and whether it's free.
I think that I see a lot of Christians in this space who have a service, but they're afraid to ask for money. Because I feel that they've just been told like asking for money is a bad thing as a Christian. Being wealthy as a Christian is a bad thing. And I've seen that so much in the people that I've talked to, just in their mindset about money. And I think that that's where the, like what you said, mixing the heart posture, but also having a confidence in what you do and what you say. Like what you say works.
I'll be honest, I used to be the person who like, I wouldn't want to charge people. And this is like a limiting belief that I had, right? I wouldn't want to charge people to help them. But then there's been people who I've helped for free, but because it has been for free, they take it for granted and they don't implement. And it's honestly is the most heartbreaking thing to see somebody with so much potential. That because they're not putting any skin into the game, they're not sacrificing anything. They take for granted like the advice or the help that I'm trying to give them. And they're literally fumbling like $1 million businesses or like 6-figure businesses, and it's mind-blowing. And I know that the reason why they're just taking it so easy is because they're not paying for it. They're not like, because once you pay for it, then you
start paying attention.
You start paying attention. You start saying, you know what? Okay, I'm paying for this. This is like my hard-earned money. So like I need to make sure that like it's worth it. And
in the beginning, you can do free work, get testimonials, get case studies, get proof. I also think that charging for your services and going into that call if you are meant to serve them, because even just before this, like I had a call with someone, I told them like, I'm not going to help you with where you're at right now. I need you to do these things, and then like I can take your money, because I actually can't right now.
Yeah.
So it's just having that like discernment to know who can I ask for money, who is probably not the best fit, because when someone does pay, they pay more attention. But I want to talk a little bit, we have a few more minutes left here, on leadership, because you've built this team, Rescue 2000. People have fallen into place. I know you've got through a lot of different probably situations as a leader, but now you're at the point where your brother, he's running most of it, right? So how did you get there?
Yeah.
What were the obstacles?
Yeah, so I used to be a micromanager, pretty bad, because like, you know, I want things to be right, and
Yeah.
when you have when you have an obsession for things to be right, you want to control as much as possible. And it's ironic, because the more you control, like, the worse it is. And yeah, God just, like, again, like, I just try to build my life around service in all aspects, because that's the one thing you can't go wrong with. You can't go wrong with serving. You can't go wrong with serving your partner. You can't go wrong with serving your brothers and sisters. You can't go wrong with service. Like, that's the one thing you can never go wrong with, is serving people, you know. So one of the things that really was able to help me scale the charity was I had to have a team, and I used to micromanage them, and at times I feel like I would like suffocate them with, you know, all these things, all these to-do lists and all these things, and then one day I remember, like, one of my first teams fell apart, and I had to rebuild the team, and I knew that this team I would have to do something different than the first time, you know, because I could only take self-accountability for the first team falling apart. So the second time around, you know, now that I had returned to God, to the faith, you know, I asked God, like, how do you want me to move forward with this team? You know, I clearly did it wrong the first time. So how can I improve the second time? And pretty much what God revealed to me was that how can you best serve them? How can you help each one of your teammates be in their genius? Like, how could you, what if your focus, instead of being like controlling them and you do this, you do this, you do this, what if the question you were asking yourself every single time is like, how can I best serve my brother? How could I best serve anybody in my team so they could like excel in what they're doing and whatever their task is? You know, and that's the approach that I started taking. So, like, for example, we recently flew out one of our best friends from Chile, who, you know, he didn't he came here, didn't have any skill, but he was willing to do anything, and he's like, I can help with video. Okay, buy him the best equipment, best courses, best everything. Like, I'm just here, like, bro, I'm willing to invest everything in you to make sure that you become great, that you know that you are in your genius. And it's so beautiful, because like I would say in record time he's an amazing videographer now. Yeah, he's getting paid.
You guys are blowing up on Instagram.
He's getting paid gigs now too, and
Let's
it's like
go.
so
That's amazing.
yeah, so like serving, just instead of wanting to control everything, humble yourself and ask God every single morning, God, how do you want me to serve my team today? Like, servant leadership has literally completely changed the charity. We went from building four houses, 6 houses in a year, to now 2 years back to back building 50 houses.
Wow.
Or sorry, 40 houses.
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy. It's like this year we're about to build 50 houses this year, and I've done the least amount of like work. All I've ever done was just like check up on my brother. Hey, how you doing? What do you need help with? Da, 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 da. You know, just serving them. And then boom. Yeah. Boom.
50 houses.
50 houses, boom. You know, and it's crazy, because now we're planning for next year. We already have like pretty solid donation coming in for January, and now guess what my focus is? All right, how can I make sure that they're all right? How can
Yeah.
I make sure that they're not dealing with burnout? How can I make sure that, they,
Mm.
yeah, that, and it's like not just the work environment, but also truly having an interest in their life outside of work.
Mm.
Like caring for them. Are they having healthy habits outside of work? Am I encouraging healthy habits? Am I, yeah, like whereas before it was like, yo, let's go party, and then things would fall
Yeah.
apart.
Or
within-
like pushing people too hard.
or pushing people too hard, and
Pushing
now
people to burnout.
Exactly.
And then it's like, then they don't show up with the best work that they could have done.
exactly.
That's beautiful. And I also think it's amazing how we have a God who is the best leader
Mm.
that we can look up to.
Yeah.
And he shows so well what it means to be a leader, to go low. Like the best leaders are the ones who go low, who wash other people's feet.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful how you're
Yeah.
showing up and how God led you into this role
Yeah.
as well to serve other people. Tell me what you're most excited about going into this next season.
This next
We're
season.
almost into 2026.
Yeah. They call it seasons for a reason, right? Because sometimes it's rainy season, sometimes it's dry season, and I I thought this year was going to be a different season. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Last year was really good. Really good in terms of like worldly measurements. Yeah. This year, I can truly say it's also been good in the spiritual realm. Like
Mm.
the amount of it's been hard. Like, don't get me wrong. It's been the hardest year of like one of the hardest years of my life.
Yeah.
But I can just see God's hand in it, and I know that
Yeah.
He's been working in me, and
Mm.
the lessons that I've learned. There's no amount of money that I would take to not learn these lessons.
Mm.
So the wisdom and the lessons that God has taught me, I'm forever grateful. And the year is not over. Again, I would like to believe I'm near the end of myself where God comes through with a miracle. But again, it's not even about. It kind of is, but it's not. I'm just more. I'm learning to surrender,
Mm.
to completely surrender to Him, and
Yeah.
like I used to obsess about the miracle, and now it's just like, you know what, God,
Mm.
I'm literally walking every single step of my life with you, and
Yeah, that's
there's
most
no better
important.
place than to, and there's no better knowing of. There's no better thing than knowing that. Like there's no place I'd rather be. There's no, like, like just being aware and knowing that I'm walking with you. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Because I know that He got my back. Like.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm in a place of knowing. I'm in a place, and I know that knowing that I'm God's son, I'm in a place of abundance. I'm in a place of favor. I'm in a place of grace, of forgiveness. And honestly, that's all I need. Like as crazy as it sounds, like I don't have to strive for the things that I used to strive for. I really don't. Like I'm not gonna freak out for money for the charity because I know that God can send someone my way and say, hey, here's $1 million. I know He can and He will.
He will.
He will. And when it comes to navigating this new navigating coaching, like I'm not worried about how is it gonna work out. No, because all I know is that God, wherever you want me to serve, you're gonna place in my life, and I will do it to the best of my ability. I will use all the lessons that you've taught me along the road, and whether it is 1, whether it is 20, however many it is, the most important thing, God, is that I want to make sure that whoever you put into my path, that I serve to to the best of my ability, and that can show them a little glimpse of heaven. That's it. That's all I want to do.
Just a little glimpse of heaven.
Just a little glimpse of heaven on
That's
earth.
what we're called to do, is walk around with him, with us. And I just feel like he's so pleased with you. Like, I know we've talked a lot about your story and where you were and where you are right now. And yeah, God is moving in your life, and I can see it.
That's the hardest thing, though. Like, to be in a place where you just allow God to just be pleased with you, because He is.
He is.
That's so hard, because for me, it has always been very hard to take in compliments and to take in like affirmation. Like, it's because I've always just been so obsessed with just work and do that when people want to recognize something good that I do, I promise it's the most uncomfortable feeling. So
You're going to have to get used to it. Because seriously, I really do feel like sometimes we don't take a moment to just recognize people and what you've built with God, and just surrendering to His plan over your plan, allowing Him to work in your heart. It's beautiful. It's beautiful how you've continued to surrender, and it's inspiring for me. And if you're watching this, I know you're inspired as well to walk with God, to surrender. It's a daily practice to pick up your cross every single day.
It's a daily practice. And
let the Spirit lead you and deny your flesh, even when the world tells you to show up to that call with the mindset of wanting money, but instead of that, going in with service and really laying your life down. It's not an easy thing, the Christian walk. It's very far from it. And I know that at the end of the road, just want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant.
Amen.
And that's what we're after.
Amen.
And I pray that, you today, as well as you go into your meetings or you go into conversations that you have with people, that you would have the mindset of giving without needing to receive and wanting to serve people. So, yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Service.
Yeah.
That's the word of the month.
Amen.